Welcome to Triple Option Radio. I'm Matt Sullivan alongside Rhett Prentice and Jack Abbott. Today we'll be talking about the recap of the Steelers and the Broncos, and then we'll be looking at the Pats and the Broncos matchup coming up this weekend in the divisional series. So guys, we looked at an overtime 29-23 victory in Denver. What was your initial thoughts with Tebow pulling this thing off?
My initial thoughts were, I called it. I said last week on this thing, guys, I know it's not a bold statement, but if it's a close game at the end, Tebow's going to win it. We all didn't think 80-yard touchdown, I'm sure, but it happened.
But Steelers were 8-point favorites in that thing, so it was a huge upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I thought this had everything, all the makings of a Broncos upset going into it. You know, an injured Steelers team, the Broncos at home, plus all the hate that had, all the doubt and hate over the 3-game losing streak that the Broncos had coming in.
Yeah, and the fact that there was a halo above the stadium.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That was a weird picture. But anyways, Roethlisberger, he is just gimping around with that crutch. I give him props. I mean, he looked phenomenal.
He played better than I thought he would. You're right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was a tough guy going in, too. He's shown it throughout the years.
Yeah, well, he had, he was down 10 points in the fourth quarter and managed to pull this thing off and bring it into OT at least. But then, one pass later, Ben doesn't even get a shot at this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and I mean, they had a chance to win it at the buzzer, too. I mean, they had about 1:40 left getting the ball. And, a fumble loses them 20 yards of field position. They had a chance. They had it in their hands. The Broncos move on.
I agree. And now we're looking at Pats Broncos, which Jack and I will be attending this weekend at 8 o'clock on Saturday night. So, guys, initial thoughts on this thing. Pats are favored by 2 touchdowns. Is that absurd, or what are we looking at here?
I actually think that I'm almost inclined to take the Pats to cover in this one. I think Tebow and the Broncos have been a terrific story, but I think that book is finally closed. I think mostly because too many people think Tebow actually has a chance in this game. And I don't really think, I think it'll happen like, the last time the Pats played the Broncos, Tebow's coming off that 6-game win streak.
Yeah.
And the Pats basically said, we don't respect your defense, and we're just going to destroy you guys. And I have a feeling that's going to happen again this week, especially giving Belichick 2 weeks to prepare.
See, that's shown recently, though, that 2 weeks, it's not – I mean, yeah, they do game plan an extra week, but it's not – I mean, you only have a week for the Broncos, and it hasn't been good for the Patriots recently, in recent history. And I think that given the Patriots' defensive, not woes, but struggles, certainly, to keep yards off the board, I think Tebow can do some damage. I don't think it'll be a Broncos victory, but I don't think it'll be 14 points either.
No, I agree. When you look at recent history, the 2-week bye, that's killed the Pats in the past couple of years. The Jets came in to Gillette last year, absolutely dominated, but I don't see that happening this year. Pats are very strong, and I think they're going to give up yards. Tebow's going to run, he's going to pass, but end of the day, Brady's not going to be held back by this defense. He's going to pass all over him. He's got way too many weapons. I see them winning by 2 touchdowns. I can see them covering this one.
I see the Pats causing at least 3 turnovers in this game.
Tebow might get desperate. I mean, it is a playoff game again. He's only had 1 career playoff game, and he could get desperate, start throwing the ball around. But he's shown that as of late he can throw the ball with success.
I also find, with Bill Belichick, anytime analysts and guys like us like to doubt him, he loves proving people like us wrong. And something tells me he's going to come out and silence all this Tebow mania pretty hard.
Now,
let's hope so. It'd be a welcome change.
I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Who do you guys think will be the biggest weapons for both teams in this one? Who's going to touch the ball? Is it Gronk's game? Is it Hernandez's game? Is Ocho Cinco going to catch a touchdown pass maybe?
Well, I made that prediction a few minutes earlier off the air. I don't know if I see it happening. The odds are against us on that one. But I think as far as the Broncos go, I think McGahee actually has a good game this week. I think they're really going to try and take some of that pressure off Tebow. The Patriots' defensive struggles against the pass have really kind of put that into the forefront, and I think it's going to be pretty obvious that the Broncos might try and pass, so they might try and run the ball more now. I think for the Patriots, I think it's going to be all the above, Sully. I think it's going to be everyone involved. I think Gronk and Hernandez. I think we see Woodhead out of the backfield. And Welker, he'll get his due. He might have Champ Bailey on him, but they could bump Bailey down onto Hernandez. Who knows?
Yeah. Actually, I think the one hope the Broncos have is if they can get the best safety in the history of the game back on the field.
Oh, my. Give me a break.
Brian Dock.
Hey, dude, he inspired his team to victory without even playing last week.
Yeah, or God did.
Well, dude, he's been doing the God thing before Tebow was even in high school.
Yeah, well, he didn't throw for
Brian Dawkins, by the way.
116 yards.
So,
Yeah.
anyways.
Looking at, I think Pat's initially going to start off a little slow. I think they're going to try a little bit of run, which I don't know why they would even think about doing in this game. They could pass all over the Broncos. But I think there'll be initial runs here and there. They'll have a couple 3-and-outs. Pats will be a little scared at first, but there's just no holding them back. I think they take this thing. And with the 14-point spread, I see them covering that.
And if we look at last year, we all thought before perhaps the Saints game this year against the Lions that, like last year, the Saints might bow out in the first round. I think this year, like the Saints learned from their mistakes last year. I think the Patriots do good last year as well. In the last 2 years, they're not; these guys aren't rookies anymore. Hernandez and Gronk and Spikes and the like.
Belichick's scheming, yeah.
I think he's scheming. I think he's letting them loose a little bit. Pat Chung showed that in 1 week he really came back and was a physical force in that defense. I think they roll pretty convincingly. I think 7 to 10 points, but not 14. I think 14 is a complete domination. I think the Broncos hang in a little bit, at least early on.
Yeah.
I think it could be close until, say the Broncos are trailing by 7, then you get a Rob Ninkovich, 50-yard interception return for a touchdown. I think something like that is going to make this score get out of hand.
Maybe Will Fork Island. We'll get on Will Fork Island.
We can do that. I saw a great tweet today. I'm not sure who to credit it to, but it said only 2 players in the NFL this year have 6 sacks and 2 interceptions, Terrell Suggs and Rob Ninkovich. So, he's not the name that everyone's accustomed to, but that's good company to be in. That's a good stat.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
He got posterized by Tebow in the first game, so he's got it.
Guys, we're looking at 8 o'clock on Saturday for this one, so got some recovery time to watch the Sunday games after a wild Saturday night. So this is sure to be a great game. I think, it should be a fun one. Guys, thanks a lot. TripleOptionRadio.com. Leave your comments. Can Tebow pull off this one? Can he, is he going to have that miracle Tebow time at the end of this thing? We'll see. Leave comments. Check back on TripleOptionRadio.com. Thanks.